Well, it's hard to believe, but little Billy is now an Eagle Scout. Ooh, now you have to be involved in a court of honor. Hey, ScouterStan. Courts of honor are incredibly important, not just for the scout, but for everybody involved. Very critical. So, with that, keeping that in mind, I did a whole series on mentoring Life Scouts to Eagle. It's here on this channel. You may or may not have seen it. It's back in November of 2018. That's when that series started. It was 3 parts, but 3 episodes. Or excuse me, 4 episodes. I was off by one. That's out there. So this is kind of part 4, sort of, okay, of how to put together a court of honor, an Eagle court of honor. Quite simply, it is time to thank the people that have helped that scout through the process of becoming an Eagle. This ceremony is completely optional. Believe it or not all Eagle Scouts have this ceremony. There may be many reasons for this, but it's not very Scout-like not to say thank you. That's not very Scout-like at all. It's not Eagle level, so it should be highly encouraged. The Eagle Court of Honor can be as elaborate or as simple as the family chooses. The only part that's actually set in stone would be the wording of the Eagle charge, and that should be included in every ceremony. The Eagle Court of Honor should include an invocation, usually a flag ceremony right at the very beginning. That is very important. Also, introductions. Not everyone at the Court of Honor may know who the Scoutmaster is or who the committee people are. They may be family from out of state. They may be people that are not involved in the troop. Then there's the actual ceremony that goes on. The ceremony can vary depending on what you want to include. As part of that ceremony, that's when the Eagle charge is done. Now, many troops do it very uniquely. They might do things like a hands-on where they invite all of the Eagle Scouts that are present to go up and stand behind the Eagle Scout and put one hand on the Scout, the other one with the Scout sign, and then take the charge with the new Eagle Scout. This ceremony can be very photograph, okay? There are a lot of Kodak moments, as they used to say. That's this ceremony. And the more flashy you make it, the more meaningful it will be. Once they have taken the charge, then they can go about the process of awarding the medal. Mom usually pins the medal to the scout. Dad usually receives the card. There's a card nowadays. So there's a whole process there. That's done right after the charge. After the pinning of the awards and the mentor pins and so on, there's usually a thank you period. And this is when the scout goes about talking about their experience within the unit. So this is pretty typical for most presentations. At the end of that, they fall right into a benediction, which kind of wraps everything up. They'll do a flag closing. Now from that's just the general process, okay? As you can see, it's just a general process. That whole process can be moved around, okay? It's all up to the individual what they want to do. That's the important part. Make sure that that's in there. The charge is the only thing that's kind of set in stone, like I said. But there's different types of Eagle ceremonies, and not all of them go smoothly, but nobody knows the difference. So it's definitely something you want to take time and construct one that's unique, just like the new Eagle Scout. Primarily, the Eagle Court of Honor is for the parents and for friends. That's really what the whole purpose of an Eagle Court of Honor. The secondary purpose is to kind of promote to the scouts to this is achievable, that this person can do it, so can you. So it does do twofold, but the primary, of course, is with the family and friends. Keeping the ceremony simple is fine, but it should be meaningful, whatever is done. So look into it. There's tons of resources throughout the internet. This is just one of many videos on how this construction of an Eagle ceremony like this occurs. Some Eagle Courts of Honors will just be a quick reception, maybe a cake or some punch. That's pretty common. Some of them can be elaborate. They can be full catered dinners. So it all depends on what the family and the scout want to do. By the way, this is a major moment to take lots and lots of photographs. You want to make sure that this is posted on the unit's website so that they get the bragging rights about this new Eagle Scout. It is wonderful to promote that whole ceremony. Very important. It is appropriate to have gifts or patches can be exchanged, and those kinds of things can be done as you would have at a wedding. You would have gifts, not of the same caliber, of course. We're talking, simple stuff, but this is very common, and it really depends on the family. Some families don't want that. They want contributions made in the name of. That might be a better option. It's all up to the family. It's also quite common to have a display of what the scout has accomplished. The youth will have patches and neckerchiefs and photographs of different things that they have done during their scouting, and that is also displayed. Wonderful way to promote within the unit and outside the unit too. So that's another possibility as far as the actual presentations. As I said earlier, there's a lot of different ceremonies that can be done. I have been to some that have been done by the Order of the Arrow, so that's out there. There are different books on the subject of the Court of Honor, so look into it. There is a lot of information out there, so definitely do a Google search and find something unique, something you haven't seen before. So if you haven't seen it, somebody else hasn't seen it. So definitely look into it. Now, most Eagle Courts of Honor are done individually. It's okay to do it as a group. A lot of times, scouts will go through the program, have an incredible bond between another youth, and they will want to do their Eagle ceremony together. That's totally fine. It is completely up to the families that are involved, the troop that's involved, the crew that's involved, whatever is going on. It's up to them. So it is their day. So make sure that it is looked over as far as script. That can be very involved. Keep in mind that the schedule of the unit should also be considered. There are very rare occasions when the unit doesn't have available time. It should not mean that the Court of Honor should be delayed. That should be done as soon as possible. Try to make sure that it goes with the calendar so that you get maximum participation. But to deny in a timely manner, that's not good. So we need to be looking at the schedule so that it can be done. Critical thing is location. Make sure the location is available. Sometimes there's things going on you don't know about, so make sure that a location is available. Make sure that the location you have in mind is appropriate for elderly family or disabled family members. You would be very difficult to have an eagle ceremony on top of an inaccessible mountain peak. Okay, so you need to be thinking realistically of the location and who would be involved. Also think about the facilities abilities to get to, the able to find the location, to get access. If it's in a camp that is not publicly accessible, there might be a code for a gate. I mean, there's a lot of logistics that need to be worked out. So that is very important to keep in mind. And then, of course, scouting is highly organized chaos. So always have a plan B. There should be an option for something that you can do instead of. I've actually been to Eagle Courts of Honor that have been postponed because a wedding was scheduled for the same facility. So it happens. So you have to have a backup. That's the chaos part of scouting. I tell you what, a court of honor can be overwhelming, but it should be a time for celebrating. This is an accomplishment that's not done by many youth that join scouting. So it should be celebrated. Take a deep breath and remember, be prepared. That's our motto. Be prepared for the unexpected, because it will happen. So keep that in mind. And I tell you what, you're doing a good job with your youth. Keep up that good work, and you'll actually be using this information, okay, for many, hopefully many Eagle ceremonies in the future. So while we're on that path to Eagle, I will see you on the trail.